come wash my binder with me. Step 1, find and get your binder. I haven't washed it in a little while, so it's time for a good old wash, especially because I'm not going to be wearing it for a while, and it's 6 PM, therefore it can dry all night. So make sure you do this when you don't need it, and you can let it dry all night because it does take a while to dry. So I'm in my bathroom. Hello. Yes, I have. I made a Christmas towel. It's dry right now. So you fill up your sink with not hot water, but just a nice warm water, not overly hot. So I'm gonna let that fill. So the water's filled in there. It's a nice warm. It might be. It's a bit hot, but it's like a warm hot. It's fine. So I use one of these things in help. I mean, I can only afford because some people use some other stuff. But you just get if you especially if you're just doing this like, and you don't want your parents to know, just get a tablet or whatever you use to wash your clothes in your washer. Put it up and put it in the water. TikTok, I have scissors. Don't come at me. So you just put let that go into the water. I just put it in the water just to I'm gonna have to wash these scissors now. You just rinse the water. Timer went off. So once it's been 10 minutes, you come back, high binder, and you just grab it and squish all the water out of it. Okay? You get rid of this water, say goodbye to it. Mine's gonna take a while because this. Actually, no, it's not doing that bad. It's not doing that bad. Normally this sink is shit. But yeah, you just squish all the water out and you rinse it in some like semi-cool water. Not too hot, not too cold. And you just rinse it. Rinsey. If you see like a bit of dark coming out of it, like that stuff, like black stuff, that's literally just the muck and the sweat. Because yes, you do have muck and sweat. It's fine. It's normal. Before anyone says anything, it's normal. And then you put it back down. You let this fill with some warmish water again, and you'll put your binder in there, and you'll let it just soak in some nice water. Sometimes, if I want, I'll put a bit of fabric softener in there. That's just for me. Don't think you're supposed to do that. I don't think I have any left anyway. I don't know where it is, but yeah, just let that soak in some warm water again. Make sure the water goes to a point where it can fill the entire thing, so the binder gets submerged. And you leave it in there for another 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes I'd say. And you just make sure you squish it down in the water. Because like if you don't do that, it's still got some line in it and you'll just never know. So you don't wash it once, you have to do it a couple of times. Because it's still gonna have stuff, it's still gonna have some line in it, so yeah. And go back to my computer to watch Among Us while that's doing that for 15 minutes. Okay, after about 10 to 15 minutes of just letting that soak in just water, you grab it and you just get all the water out again. And you get rid of this water. It's not as dark as it was earlier, so clearly it's washing. There we go. You always have to wash your binder. I don't wash my binder after every use because I wear it nearly every day, every other day. Sometimes I'll take a binder break on a weekend or something. So on a weekend, if I'm not really doing much, I won't wear it at all, just to let my chest breathe. When I first got it, I was obviously all like, oh my god, I'm going to wear this every day, and that's unhealthy. But I have gone through the unhealthy part. Now I'm like, I need binder breaks because it got so bad to the point where I actually had to. My chest was hurting every time I wore it. So binder breaks are important. Take binder breaks. If anyone wants me to do another video on binding or anything, let me know. I have a full podcast episode about transgender and my thing, but if you want one specifically on binding, let me know. Sit a bit. Don't mind me. Then sit. Goodbye water. And there you go. There's that, and you leave it to dry overnight because it does take ages to dry. I'm going to put it over here. It does like to drip, so make sure you have something on the floor, depending where you're drying it. I would say dry it in the bathroom if you can. When I first got it, I could not dry it in my bathroom. I had to dry it in my room. So I basically put it on a coat hanger, put the coat hanger somewhere more discreet, and then I put a towel on the floor. That's what I did when I was younger, and I was like, my parents don't know I have a fucking binder, what am I supposed to do? So sorry that this is like 7 minutes long. If you want me to condense it down at some point, let me know. I will, I'll do another video. Thank you so much for joining me while I wash my binder. I am getting a new binder soon, and I'll be doing an unboxing on that. And then if it's good and I like the company, I'll recommend it. Bye bye.